Hello, lovely lager eaters, and welcome to episode 22 of the Lager Than Life podcast. Rory, you know how we start.
Beer of the week time.
Let's dive right in.
Right, so on the menu today, drum roll, Sarah, we've got a wildcard brewery lager. I also want to give like a little call out, right, to Wildcard Brewery, because you've got one sentence describing it, and there's two fucking typos, right? So let me read out the description. A fresh Crips lager with subtle hints of gooseberry form London's Wildcard Brewery. So, you know, whoever's doing your copywriting, they need to be fired.
Yeah. Fact.
So the lowdown on this one is this is an unfiltered Czech-style Pilsner brewed using BLOKE hops, which result in a crisp, fresh beer. It is cold fermented for 6 weeks. This lager is great for summer afternoons in the park or great for a barbecue.
Well, let's find out.
A podcast.
Yeah. Let's find out. I'm excited.
Let's dive in.
To be honest, I wasn't that impressed when I picked this up from the store because it doesn't even. All it says on the front, it's a card with some birds as like the jacks, yeah, and it just says lager at the front.
It's not saying much, is
It
it?
doesn't say anything.
Wait, is yours a jack on it?
Yeah, what's yours?
Yeah, mine's got the little bird. Oh yeah, mine's a jack as well. I thought it might be different each one.
No, that would be cool.
That'd be too much effort though for Wildcard Brewery.
Facts. But
yeah, let's open it, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Also, this is a first for the pod. This is the first hair of the dog beer I've ever had.
Oh,
because I am hanging up my ass today. Oh, fucking hell, man. It's fizzed everywhere.
What's the point of me tapping the top?
Okay, did you run with these beers, Sarav?
No. I
Cheers,
might
mate.
have. Cheers, bro.
Episode 22.
To episode 22.
Ooh.
I like it.
I actually don't know if I can give an honest opinion because
Yeah, I feel like
I'm hanging, man, and that does not taste nice.
you know when you're hungover, yeah, and like your taste buds
They just don't work.
You don't work.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Everything kind of tastes like a bit like rotten.
A bit
almost.
shit. Yeah, that tastes rotten to me.
Yeah,
I'll have another sip. Just see what.
You need to wash it down, mate. Wash down that first sip.
Oh Jesus, I want to be sick. I'm gonna give it like a 5. No, I'm gonna give it a 4.
What?
I don't like that.
Really?
Nah.
I'm gonna have to give it like. I'm giving it a 7.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not that nice, man.
I think it's because you're hungover.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's actually a nice beer.
It's just like a normal. I don't know.
Bro, it's light.
It tastes heavy.
It's light. It's hoppy.
It's great for a barbecue.
It's great for a barbecue. It's great for a podcast. But no, bro. Yeah.
I'm giving it a 4, man. Do you know what? I might change my rating maybe towards the end of the beer
Okay.
when I've got used to it. But yeah, at the moment I'm going in 4.
Well, no.
You want me to be more honest with my ratings
No,
and just
you're
be
right.
harsher, you know? So I'm.
Well, now I have to whip my calculator out. I think it's a 5.5. I just want to
5.5.
make sure.
Yeah, it's 5.5.
Is it?
Quick math.
7 plus 4. 5.5. 5.5. Okay, we'll give that a 5.5 on the beer leaderboard.
Nice.
Which is on screen now. Yeah, it's whatever. Man.
But yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
It's all right.
But Sarah, I want to talk to you about something.
Let's go, man.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
7. Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I saw it in IMAX.
Is that good or bad? Oh
good?
my god.
A good. Oh my god.
Okay, fine.
Because I feel like I'm always shitting on films on this podcast, right? But
Rightfully
honestly, the Mission Impossible films are like
it's
slowly becoming one of my favorite like film franchises. They don't miss, bro. Like there was like I think out of the 7 films, there's one bad film, and that's Mission Impossible 2.
Okay.
But I went to see this on Wednesday in IMAX. Big fat fuck off screen.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. It felt like 90. Genuinely, it's the most exciting. It's just so exciting, and you're watching it, and it's just like set piece after set piece, and like it's not like what I love about it, right? It's not just like mindless action for the sake of it, right? Every single big action set piece, there's so much tension there, and it's like you're just on the edge of your seat the whole time. And I'm sure you've seen the bike stunt, right? You know, the Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that.
I've seen that clip so many times. It plays before every film in the cinema. It's on TV. It's all over like TikTok and stuff. So I've seen that stunt over and over again, right? And I thought, oh, when it happens in the film, whatever, I've seen it, right?
Yeah.
In the context of the movie, mate, it was amazing. Like you see him go off, right? And he's like, it's Tom Cruise. He jumps off his bike, and like there was just a moment where like the noise cuts out, and you just hear like the whistling of the wind, and he just goes, and mate, so good. In the
movie, does he parachute?
Yeah, he does parachute in the movie. Yeah, he's got a parachute, and he goes. Yeah,
I know in the
he doesn't just land on the floor.
Well, I don't know.
You'll probably say that for the next film where he just tries to kill himself.
No, I don't know. Yeah, no, because like I know, bro. I've seen that clip so many times on TikTok.
It's everywhere, man.
It's incredible though.
Mate, it's insane.
And like, I don't think people you watch it and it's like everyone's like giving a round of applause to Tom Cruise, and I don't know. Part of you's probably thinking, oh, like why are they just like I don't know, sucking up to him? That's fucking terrifying.
Mate, do you realize how much can go wrong with that stunt?
Yeah.
Like if he releases his parachute at the slightly wrong time, or if his leg gets caught on the bike, he's dead. He's properly dead. And apparently he did it like 6 times.
He did like 6 times.
Apparently, so the director, Chris McQuarrie, was like, he did it, right? Like the second time, he's like, yep, that's perfect, great. And then Tom Cruise was like, I want to do it again. I'm convinced Tom Cruise is just going out of his way to kill himself for the sake of cinema.
He's just like...
And I'm here for it, bro.
He is a bit of a nutter,
He's
though.
a nut. He's the most intense bloke. But like, I think I love him because like, he's just doing it all because he loves films. He just fucking loves it, and he's like, these stunts have just been progressively more ridiculous. So, I think they sort of started with, I think it was the 4th one, Ghost Protocol, where he did it was in Dubai on the Burj Khalifa, and like it was him like running across, and apparently like the safety guy was like, he was explaining the shot to him, and he was like, I've had this shot in my head for 15 years, right? And he said, this is what I want to do, and the safety guy was like, I'm really sorry, but yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that. And then Tom Cruise was like, okay, I'm getting a new safety guy. He just fired him and got a new person. And he was like, he literally just says, no, I'm going to do it, right? Film number 5, so Rogue Nation, he hangs onto a fucking plane. He literally, have you seen it? Bro, the plane takes off and he's just hanging onto a plane. Right, it is insane. And then the 6th one, I think, was, he did like a halo jump, where like, he literally jumped off his plane and, you could see like the camera like from an incredibly high height just going, and then the 7th one he's fucking just launching a bike off a fucking cliff.
It's a crazy
It's
stunt.
insane, dude.
It's really cool though. One sec, because I just want to find something. I know that Tom Cruise is like proper like, oh, I do all my own stunts kind of thing. Have you seen the Family Guy?
No, I've not. No.
Okay, so there's a Family Guy where like he's in it, he plays himself, and he's like the same height as Stewie.
That is brilliant.
And he's just like,
I love that.
He's just like, oh, like whenever people call me short, I just choose not to be short.
Well, all of his films, they have to adjust it, right?
Yeah.
They have to like use like camera trickery to make him like the height of like everyone else. But yeah, I think what I love most about the like Mission Impossible films is that they've like found this really cool balance of like their really cool espionage spy thrillers, right? You've got like the cool outfits, you've got like the globe trotting, they're in Rome, they're in Venice, it's like that cool suave vibe. But then you've also got like the heist element of it, where it's like, you know, putting a crew together, they need to like get an object, and it's like you've got that vibe. And then you've also just got like the crazy action and the mad stunts and stuff, and it all just comes together and being like just incredible, just amazing times at the movies.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so good, man. Mate, do you know what? Watch them from the beginning, man. They're actually like they're easy watches, man.
I've seen
like,
one of them. I can't remember which one. It might have been the 4th one or the 3rd one.
They start. So I think the first 2 are pretty shit. But then I think from the 3rd one, I think they just found like what the films are, and they just got really good. Yeah, they're great.
He like, as much as like he's obviously an oddball, because he is odd, and like obviously
Scientologist,
the whole
and shit,
Scientology thing, and wanting to send his kids to some labor camp and stuff. Isn't that why he like broke up with like Katie Holmes?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He's been through a few different wives, I think. Yeah, weird guy.
He is like, and do you remember that thing when he went on, was it Oprah?
Oh my God, like, the Oprah, yeah, Jesus Christ.
He's like,
And he's literally jumping on the thing, yeah. Mate, I was
like, are you okay? And he's just like,
he's absolutely unhinged. I saw the funniest edit, right? It was a meme of like him jumping on the Oprah, and it's him basically like, you know, in Star Wars, the Emperor like electrocutes him, right? Basically, it's like him jumping on, and he's electrocuting Oprah, and he's going, ah! And Oprah's there, like doing this, mate. It was the fun. I need you to send it to you, man. It was so good.
He's an odd bloke, but you know what? Yeah, fairs to him. Like, it's quite cool to be able to do your own stunts, and
he's
then
60 years old, Sam.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you
he's
believe
old
that?
as fuck. He's doing his own stunts, which are dangerous and could potentially die.
Mm.
But like, equally, he's holding his composure as an actor, doing these fucking terrifying adrenaline junkie things. It's impressive.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
You know, he's you know what his next? It's not a Mission Impossible film, but his next film is he's going to be in space.
Oh, I saw that.
Which I think we spoke about like maybe like 10 episodes ago. But yeah, he's his Russia like beat them, put them to the post.
I didn't realize Tom Cruise was going to be in
that.
Tom
Cruise, of course, is fucking who else? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to become a NASA astronaut. So yeah, that's going to be mad.
You know, that film, Don't Look Up. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
When they're like, oh, we need to get this guy to go into space because America needs a hero to like defeat the asteroid. Yeah. if that was a real life thing, and America needed a hero to send to space to take on undefeated, it would be
Tom
Cruise.
fucking Cruise.
It would be
Mate,
Tom Cruise. Though,
100%. Yeah.
It would be Tom Cruise.
He will save us.
Yeah. Because
He would just do it. Like he would just be like, I'm going.
Be like, everyone, I do my own stunts.
I would be surprised if the president has a direct line to Tom Cruise when they need him most. Just like where it,
They
guys,
need someone to do some stunts.
we need someone to prevent World War III. I know just the man. Put him through.
Tom Cruise is there, just like fucking doing like I don't know, like on a cross trainer, just like that. Just like I've been waiting for this call my whole life.
Right.
Just like yeah.
And the guy's a fighter. I forgot to mention, he's a fucking fighter
So
pilot.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
The thing that's really cool about Tom Cruise is like all the what's it called, like certificates and stuff that he has, and like training and all of that. He's a pilot. He can do like his own stunts. He can parachute and stuff by himself, which you can't do unless you've had sufficient training.
You've got to do, I think, like 1,000 jumps. I think,
Yeah,
something crazy
something
like
like
that
that.
before you can become
Exactly.
qualified.
And then what else? I think I don't know, some stuff underwater and shit. Yeah,
The guy's a machine, bro.
It's pretty. It's cool, like where acting has taken him, and like where he's taken acting as well.
Yeah,
because not many people, not many actors, and not many stuntmen have the crossover that Tom Cruise does.
because I think he's the last remaining movie star. Do you know what I mean?
You've said this a lot about a lot of things.
No. I think like him and Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't think of any other like actors that are such a draw that people will go to see the new Leo DiCaprio film or the new Tom Cruise film.
You know what?
Like
You mentioned, like in the previous episode, that Timothy Chalamet is going to be the next Leo DiCaprio, and that's where you see him going. And I kind of do actually agree with you. However, I want to ask you something.
Go on.
Have you seen the Wonka trailer?
I have seen the Wonka trailer.
What do you think?
Do you know what? I watched the trailer, and I'm not like a Wonka. Like I watched the original ones. Like I grew up on
You read the book?
I read it like when I was like 10 or like 8 or something.
Yeah.
But I think it looks charming, man. I think it looks like it looks fun. I think Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa is a fucking fantastic casting choice.
That was a good.
I do think. Yeah, I think he'll be good. I think his performance has got like a lot of flack online. That like his accent's a bit weird, and he's not quite Gene Hackman or Johnny Depp. He's not bringing anything else to it. But I think it looks good. I think it looks charming.
I think
what are your thoughts?
I think I don't know. I need to watch the film because for me the trailer didn't sell it. If I'm completely honest, it does look like a film full of whimsy and
it's whimsical. Yeah,
very much a family film. I didn't realize what it was going to be about, and it's going to be about how he became Wonka, basically.
Yeah, the Wonka we know. Yeah,
and we just have to see if it lines up with what the book had kind of said about the history of Wonka.
Yeah,
and it seems like it does because they showed a snippet of him like going into the jungle and stuff to find.
Yeah, because is that from the books, like him in the jungle and stuff? Like, because I remember that was in the Johnny Depp film. There was like
Johnny Depp film. I think it might have been in the book.
Yeah,
briefly mentioned about him like going into the jungle to find
finding the Oompa Loompas and stuff. Yeah.
So we'll see. But no.
I think it looks good. It's the director of the Paddington films. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but like they're like just very sweet, wholesome. They've both got like 100% on like Rotten Tomatoes. But I do think like with Willy Wonka, there is a bit of like darkness to it. Like at the end of the day, he's like, low-key torturing children, right? But like I feel like I hope it has the Johnny Depp version had like a bit of like edge to it as well. I do wonder if this one will bring that as well.
There's a lot of darkness.
It's quite dark,
to Wonka, to be honest. If you unpack it, if you unpack it, it is fucked because you've got Willy Wonka who just like lives alone in this huge factory surrounded by the Oompa Loompas. Where they're essentially, do they get paid? It just seems like they're kind of like his slave workers, really.
Literally slaves.
They are slaves.
Who have to like sing and dance for him.
They have to sing and dance for him. They're just working in the factory. They're locked in. And like, he's just a bit of a social pariah who then just laughs at these kids who've just all got fucked
dying,
up, stretched out.
Like literally disfigured.
Oh yeah, haha. She's going to need to get juiced because she turned into a blueberry.
Yeah. That's horrific.
Fuck. Like, really. So... yeah, it will be interesting to see
what angle it is. Yeah,
how this plays into it.
Agreed. Yeah,
yeah.
Do you know? I have heard from people who've worked on the film. It's a musical.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But the trailer is not marketing it as a musical at all.
No, they marketed one song.
Yeah, exactly. But you can see shots of like
how it.
You know where he like floats and he kind of like twirls around like the lamppost and like there's scenes of them all dancing in the streets. Like, this is a fucking musical, but they're not marketing it as that, which I think is really interesting.
It's going to be interesting as well. Was it ever a West End production or like a theatre?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, because it's usually it kind of goes one way and then the other. It's usually a play, musical, and then turns into a film.
Like the Matilda.
Like Matilda. Actually, Matilda was a book, and then
they made the.
I think they made a film,
and now they made a film of the musical on Netflix.
Yes, then they turned it into a musical, and then it became, and then it, exactly that, and then they made a film of the musical.
Yeah,
and then you've had like Mamma Mia, for example, Les Miserables, also Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd. That was another film where they didn't market it as a musical.
Yeah,
the film released. And people were walking out.
Really?
Because they marketed it as like a dark, edgy Johnny Depp. Like, you know, quite like a cool concept. And then people like they sung the whole time, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?" And people walked out.
But it was originally a musical.
It was originally a musical. Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting that it's starting off as a film and then turning in like it'll be cool to see it become like go on West End and
definitely, yeah.
And I feel that will happen if it's a success. But yeah, we need to. I think we need to go watch it. And
definitely.
And then we'll
chat
go
about it
together
on the
and then chat about
it.
But yeah, obviously speaking of
things we need to watch, right? Yeah, Oppenheimer, Barbie this weekend.
Bro, been crazy.
Like, I think the marketing for for just Barbie has been insane. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it is insane. Like, the amount of money they must have spent on this campaign is absolutely ridiculous. But what I think is really interesting is that, so Christopher Nolan, who directs Oppenheimer, he used to be with Warner Brothers. He had like it used to be with Warner Brothers, and who were making Barbie, right?
He fell out with them, right?
He fell out with them because they basically were going to put Tenet on straight to streaming, and he was like, "Fuck this! I'm never working with Warner Brothers again." And now they've got their two biggest films. So he moved over to Universal, and now you've got these two films which are like maybe the biggest of the year in the same weekend, going head to head. But what the marketing team done really well, they've like played off so well off each other. So like. Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig, the director of Barbie, did like a picture of them with their Oppenheimer tickets, being like, "We're going to see this," and then like the Oppenheimer cast did the same for Barbie, and like have you seen all like the posters and stuff of like Barbenheimer?
No,
and it's just these really, really creative, inventive crossovers between Barbie and Oppenheimer, which you couldn't get two more different films. And it'll be like, you see like a big mushroom cloud in the distance, but it's pink. And like, just really creative stuff like that. But yeah, it's just everywhere.
It's very
question
weird.
for you though.
Yeah, go on.
What are you watching first?
That's a great question. What should I give my honest answer, which is boring?
Go
it's
for
a boring answer. My honest answer is I will go to whatever like people are going to. Do you know what I mean? Because I'll be honest, I want to see both. And
I'm seeing both. Yeah,
the way in which Barbie has been marketed, facts. There was no shame as a man in going to see. Not that there ever was, bro. But like I'm not getting taking the piss out of by my mates for going to see like Barbie.
No, mate, that's like I think like. You've got to, mate. Like,
and they've
support the Kens, bro.
No, for sure. And like, this is something that's fantastic about what Barbie's done with the marketing. Yeah, they have, even though everything's like pink and like very like oriented towards like, you know, like females.
Yeah.
Like typically, they have managed to appeal it to men as well, and I think they've done an excellent job of that.
And they cast Ryan Gosling, which men fucking love Ryan Gosling. Like. Love him.
Yeah, no, but like, yeah, exactly. But like the way in which they marketed it, incredible. They've actually opened it up to everyone because obviously there was like there was Barbie films before, wasn't there? Like like the cartoon ones. Like I'm not going to see that,
but this looks so good. And also apparently it's like so the reactions came out for it. It's really like really positive about it. But apparently like it's not a film for kids. It's a film for adults.
Yeah.
Like apparently like it's like tackling like I've not seen the film, but apparently it's like tackling like you know. Women's place in the world and like like perceptions of them, and it kind of like plays on what we think we know about Barbie, and it sort of deconstructs that. So like, I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, because of my understanding, firstly, I didn't realize there's lots of different types of Barbies and Kens.
Yeah,
I thought it was just a Barbie and a Ken. That's what I thought it was going to be about. But it's about Barbie World or Barbie Land.
So yeah, from what I know, I think they're in like Barbie World. Yeah. And then then Margot Robbie goes to the real world, and it's like that, yeah,
exactly. And then it's about her kind of dealing with that and stuff, right? Yeah. And it's really cool. And then you've also got like Will Ferrell, who plays like the CEO of Matin. Yeah. Matin's a fucking real company.
Is it? I didn't know that,
bro. Matin.
Oh shit.
Matin owns
Barbie. That's so.
And it's like in
that
the
is
film,
so meta, man.
Which is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure. Martin, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be really upset. The owner. I hope it's not just in the film. Oh, is it just in the film? Mattel, sorry.
Mattel.
Mattel's a real company.
That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mattel's a real company. It's fucking listed on the stock exchange, everything. It's a real, not that changes whether it's a real company or not, but it's a real company basically, which is really
Yeah.
cool. So it's like, as you said, very meta, like how they've.
That's really cool.
I don't know. It's going to be one of those.
Do you know what?
In your face films.
It's giving me like. Do you ever watch the Lego Movie?
No.
It's giving me that vibe. That became like very meta. And like at the end, it's like you see real life and they're playing with Lego, and it's like, and Will Ferrell's in it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, I'm so excited.
It would be
man.
cool.
I don't think I'd watch. And it's a really a boring answer. If I had to watch them both in one day, I'd do Oppenheimer first, then Barbie as like a dessert.
Yeah,
but I do think like,
serious
there's no way I'm sitting in a cinema for 6 hours, bro. In the middle of summer, like it's just too much. Like
they're both 3-hour films.
So Oppenheimer's 3 hours, but when you take into account adverts, it's 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Barbie's like 2 hours. So
Okay,
yeah, it's like it's 6 hours. I'm just not doing that. To me.
Yeah.
There's only so much popcorn I can eat in a day.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
No, we don't have to go on the same day.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, but
I do want to go see both. To be honest, I want to go see Barbie as soon as it kind of is. Is it come out yet?
it's out. I think today.
Oh, okay,
I think this
fine.
weekend they're both out. Yeah.
Unable to see it this weekend.
Oh, it's annoying if they fucking tube strikes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so
Otherwise,
annoying.
I'd be there.
Yeah.
But Oppenheimer, very, very different film to Bob. This is what I find so interesting: how different the films are, and they're both going kind of like want to say head to head.
Yeah.
But it's like one's obviously more fun, like Barbie, and then
Yeah.
you've got Oppenheimer, which is a fucking serious film. It's about World War II. And
So yeah, it's about the guy who created
Created
the
the
atom bomb.
atomic
Yeah,
bomb.
the atomic bomb, the Manhattan Project,
And
which
Cillian Murphy.
Which, you know what? I'm so glad, like, after Peaky Blinders, where he's amazing in that, right? Finally, he's, like, the leading man. He's always been, like, supporting character in films. And now, like, he's got his own film where he's the
Brilliant
leading front man.
actor,
And
man.
apparently, I've heard nothing but good things about this film. Apparently, it's, like, Christopher Nolan's best film. It's, like, amazing. Like, it's not an action film, but apparently, like, the tension is just insane. I'm so... Oh, yeah, we have to talk about it next episode. I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
If we can watch it, but...
I mean, obviously, the reason I know Christopher Nolan so well is from, obviously the main trilogy that he
The
did.
Batman trilogy,
Yeah,
Inception, yeah.
Exactly. So for me, even Inception, I wouldn't necessarily call that like an action film as such.
It's more of like a mind
Yeah,
bending, yeah.
But the way in which I think he sets up scenes to, as you said, create tension and
It's so
stuff
good, yeah.
is like brilliant. I think, yeah, it's all very meticulously thought out.
Yeah.
Like each scene and how it looks. So yeah, I'm very excited to see.
That's gonna
see
be great.
both.
Yeah, he's like the only director now who I think can literally go to any studio and be like, "I want to make whatever I want to make,"
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "Yeah, we'll give you $200 million. Go for it." Like, yeah,
Exactly, man. But
Yeah.
no, it'll be good. Definitely want to go see both. But yeah, speaking obviously more of movies, something that got brought to both of our attention recently, and I know we wanted to talk about it. Fucking this controversial Jonah Hill stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Have you seen the messages?
I've seen some, but go ahead.
So this is one. Like I just screenshotted it. There's actually quite a few different ones of like him being like very controlling, emotionally like manipulative and stuff. But he's basically said. So he said, if you need to, do surfing with men. If you want boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. If you model, post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit. Post sexual pictures. Friendships with women who are in unstable places. And from your wild and recent past, beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I'm not the right partner for you. So he basically listed out like, if you do these things, I'm not the right partner for you. And there's like loads of other stuff of him being like, basically it all spiraled from, she posted a picture of her surfing in like a wetsuit. And
was it a wetsuit?
It was like a wetsuit bikini, like, like the short, like the ones that are like cropped at like the knee or whatever.
Okay.
And he just did not like that at all and was like, you need to take it down, you need to remove it. And basically doesn't like her like surfing with men and stuff. So yeah, he sounds like an absolute psycho, I think. Absolute psycho.
So let's talk about this in wider context, because I know there's been some other messages. Didn't you say there was one where you spoke about like his mental? It makes me want to like go stab someone or something.
Yeah.
What was it?
And that's the other thing that's been brought to the surface is that apparently he's weaponizing his mental health, and he's been like, using his, like, obviously we all know Jonah Hill's been through like some mental health struggles and stuff. He's like using that as like almost like emotional blackmail for like her to.
Oh, that pisses me off, man.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. What is it? Do you have it there? The one where he said it makes him want to stab someone.
Let's get it up.
Let's see. So I can see here. She said she had agreed. So this is what she said. She being their couples therapist, right? She had me agree to paddle away from any man that approached me in the water, no matter his age. I was instructed to say, I'm going to go talk to my boyfriend and then paddle away. Jonah Hill said, that makes me want to go stab someone. Wow, who's this therapist, lol? She was like enabling his possessiveness, isolation, and jealousy.
So the couples therapist was enabling Jonah Hill's behaviour.
I think that's what they're kind of saying.
Got
Yeah.
ya.
Yeah. So it seems like the therapist was obviously siding with Jonah Hill, and wow, Jonah Hill did say a lot of stuff that's kind of messed up. So that wasn't actually that bad from Jonah Hill, but anyway, yeah, yeah. As you said, he's weaponizing like his. Okay, so what's considered toxic here? I think it's important to express your boundaries in a relationship. And I think the example that you gave used some language that I'm not particularly like comfortable with. But if you strip it down to the surface, which you obviously can't because it's in context with a whole bunch of other shit that you said and done, I don't think there's anything wrong with expressing your boundaries and saying, if this isn't you, then I'm walking away from the situation. Because the reason I think that's good is because you're then not asking someone to change. And I don't think you should, when you go out with someone, when you date someone, you shouldn't go, when you go out and when you go out with someone and you date them, you should not be dating them for their potential. That's wrong. You can't think to yourself, oh, well, if I date them, they're like this now, but maybe one day they'll stop doing this or start doing that.
Right.
Whatever. That's wrong, because then you're setting an unrealistic expectation in your head of what they need to live up to, and that's not fair on them.
Got ya.
So it's important to express your boundaries beforehand, what you're comfortable with and what you're not. And if the other person doesn't feel like, okay, that's something they agree with and want to kind of fall within, and you can't have some negotiation there, then it's better to walk away from the situation. I don't think you have to accept someone for stuff they do, even if you love them, if that's outside of what you're comfortable with. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. I just think like when you're putting it in like this message here where he just says plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, like post pictures of yourself. I don't know, that to me that's like a threat. Like if you're gonna do like surfing with men, that's like a hobby, right? From the ex point of view, like she's like she likes to surf.
No.
She has guy friends. Like to me, that's like controlling. That's manipulative, and that's like threat, but disguised as like, oh, here are my boundaries. You can like if you don't follow them, I'm out. But like it's almost like, and I think that is emotional manipulation. I personally think I do agree with your point of like in any relationship you say, oh, well, I'm it's fair enough to set like boundaries or whatever.
Yeah,
but I do think like the language used in this case, I think is just a bit emotion manipulative and also just quite like controlling, I think.
I agree with you. I think the language he used is because what he's done is he's disguised his demands as my boundaries. He's using
his demands.
Yeah, essentially he's using what's it called? Like therapy approved language to communicate what he's actually feeling.
Yeah.
And what he's basically saying is, you better fucking stop doing this shit, otherwise that's it. Like, you're right, he's threatening her. But really, the best thing to do is to just be like, look, I'm not comfortable with this. This is just my boundary, and I just want to express that. Then you wait for a response, and then you say, look, you do you, I'll do me, I'm out.
Yeah, simple as that. You don't be like, you need to check this box, in order for this relationship to continue.
Exactly.
That's like it's psycho behavior.
Because what he's done is he's threatened. He didn't say, he said, if you can't do this, then I'm out. But really, she already has shown that she's not willing to. So stop like threatening, stop putting this unnecessary pressure on her to be someone she's not.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to walk away if you're not comfortable, but you don't need to put it like that. And to be honest, I feel like maybe not as aggressive as that, but I'm sure there's lots of people who have kind of fallen victim. And this is why, another thing, if she's been doing that stuff before she got together with him, then
that's her part of her personality, right?
You dated her knowing that.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what I go back to saying. You can't go for someone's potential. He ultimately
really
knew
good
that she
point.
was posting stuff like that on Instagram, hanging out with guys, whatever. So
Don't start a relationship,
yeah,
then be like, oh no, I don't love what I'm currently getting. You have to change it. That's like
yeah.
you're trying to change someone's entire
Yeah.
personality.
He fell in love with like her
Yeah.
potential because he thought she was a great person. Ultimately, personality is much more than just one-on-one conversation. It's like what people do in their spare time,
Yeah.
who they hang out with,
What their interests
what their
are.
interests
Yeah.
are, what their ambitions are. It's not just we have really good conversations, we enjoy hanging out, and like I'm really into the deeper side of you. Personality covers like everything. And a huge reflection of personality is like who you spend time with, outside of your significant other, right? That's a huge reflection of like what personality is. And so it's important, and I'm sure he would have known that. So you can't demand after probably meeting his ex's friends, like he can't then be like you have to cut them off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually, yeah, completely. That's you. Well put.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's really well put.
Thanks.
Um,
But yeah, man.
I do hate that mentality of, oh no, like, and both genders, but oh, I can change him or I can change her. Like to be, it's like, dude, fuck, like you either like them or you don't,
Yeah.
right? Like everyone's got flaws you need to work on, but like don't try and like fundamentally change someone's entire personality
Facts.
and entire way of life
Mm.
just to make them so that you can fit with what you want.
Facts.
I just hate that. I just hate the language of these are my boundaries. Fuck off.
Yeah.
No, you're a controlling psycho
Yeah.
who wants to fit her in a little box so that you because he's insecure basically.
Exactly. It comes
Like, all
down
it
to
is
his
him
insecurity.
projecting his insecurities and setting them as boundaries.
Yeah.
If you can't have your girlfriend go surfing with her guy mates, like then why are you in a relationship? Like,
Yeah,
you clearly
yeah.
like yeah.
And then just find someone else. Don't threaten and be like you need to cut them off. Just be like, look, I just don't think this is gonna work because I don't know. This just there's certain things that I'm just not comfortable with, and I don't want you to change.
Yeah.
You're great. It's just I struggle. It's my personal thing for my insecurities. Nothing to do with you, or everything to do with me. So that's why I'm out. That's all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
'Cause that's what it
yeah.
is.
If he is upset with that and he doesn't want her to do that, you just say, "I'm really sorry. This is just the reason why it can't work." Like yeah.
And don't change. It's just something I'm not comfortable with. But like I know I'm being ridiculous about it. So please don't change. It's just something that I can't deal with. Like,
Yeah.
That's all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Simple.
Yeah, simple. And I know it sucks, but he's basically trying to say I'm amazing. My view and mentality about how you should be is correct. So do it.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna lose me. Big man. Who cares?
Shut up.
Yeah, like you might be a successful actor, but look, I've heard loads of bad things about Jonah Hill.
Very bad things. Have you heard about the what was the film called? There was a Netflix film that came out.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? Let me get the name up. Sorry, just quickly.
What's it about? Go on.
It's called You People.
Yeah.
It's called You People. It was on Netflix. It was like a sort of rom-com.
Oh, I haven't watched that though.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's awful. Right. Apparently, the chemistry between Jonah Hill and the other, I can't remember the actress's name. That's it. Yeah. Apparently, the chemistry was so bad, right, that they refused to kiss in the final scene, and the Netflix had to CGI the kiss at the end. And apparently, it's just the weirdest look. Imagine having to CGI a kiss because like these two actors hated each other, and there was just no chemistry whatsoever.
That's mad.
Can you believe that?
Awesome as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I've heard dodgy things about Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch This Is the End?
Yeah.
You know Jay Baruchel, like he hates in the film, like they're playing themselves, and like he hates Jonah Hill. He's come out recently and been like, I literally hate him.
Yeah,
I literally didn't like him at the time, so it was like I was acting real life.
Yeah. No, fair. But yeah, man. Anyway, that was a good little chat about relationships.
Yep.
But really quickly before we wrap up, got a couple more things. One thing I really, really quickly wanted to talk about is, bro, I don't know if you heard J Hus's new album.
I've not. When did it come out last week?
It came out, last week.
Not.
I think it might have been literally last week.
Yeah, no, I've not heard it. I heard the Drake single,
right?
But I've not heard the whole thing.
So it came out from his new album, Beautiful and Brutal Yard.
Right.
Yeah. Bro, long album, firstly, 19 songs. I think it's important to note that J Hus has been waited on. People have been waiting for him.
When was his last album
His
out?
last album was in 2020, Big Conspiracy. That was a fucking banging album.
Yeah,
that was such a good album. And then he went jail and like all of this stuff because he got caught holding like carrying a knife in Stratford.
Right. When you're that big, why are you carrying a fucking like?
Nah, man, I get it.
Just for protection.
100%.
But surely when you're that big, like you're driven around places, you're not walking around. Like you've got no.
Well, I think
he probably has security. Like you don't need to be
I
carrying
don't
a
know if
knife
he
on.
does, man. This is the thing. He's properly from,
But I think he's made enough music. I think to like graduate from that and not have to carry a knife.
Doesn't work like that, bro. Think about it, yeah. If you're from a certain group or whatever, certain gang, whatever it is, the people you ride with, they're like literally your family, yeah. So if one of your boys, like who's like your brothers, gets killed, are you just gonna let that go? Like, do you know what I mean? Especially when you're living that life, if that shit's just happening.
Yeah.
So if J Hus, killed someone, was affiliated with someone who's like killed someone, there's gonna be people, no matter how famous you are, trying to fucking fuck you up.
I don't disagree with that, but like more just like you should have like when you're that big and you're that big, high profile for that with that history, you would have security.
Yeah, fair.
And you'd also travel by car everywhere. You don't just walk around Stratford willy nilly. Like,
bro, that big. I don't know how rich these like rappers and musicians are. I think a lot of people are really stupid with their money.
Just spend it on silly
Look
stuff.
At the Island Boys, man. What are they doing now? They're broke.
Yeah. They all get big advances and they spend it on like just stupid purchases.
I don't know what these like rappers and all these. Yeah,
it's the image though, isn't it? They give you an advance to like keep up that image that you're really wealthy, but actually, you've got a lot of cash, but you've just got no assets, so then your money doesn't last, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. But anyway, J Hus's album, what was it called again? Beautiful and Brutal Yard. Yeah, so long awaited. I listened to it, really excited. Thought J Hus back to save the summer. Didn't rate it that much, if I'm completely honest.
Really?
I didn't rate it that much. If I'm honest, I think like his voice just like kind of pissed me off. He does. J Hus kind of like, I don't want to say speaks in different accents, but like in different ways, and like he raps in almost different accents, but not like
he doesn't
not
Drake
like different languages.
Yeah,
not like a different geographical accents, but just got different like ways of like rapping and speaking. It was a bit aggressive. I didn't really like it too much. However, the first half of the album, I would say was not so good. The second half of the album got better. There were three songs consecutively.
Oh, nice!
That I saved. That was sick. So you've got Cream featuring CB, Comeback featuring Bills, and Alien Girl, yeah?
Okay.
Banging. There was a banging song called Militarian featuring Naira Marley.
Okay.
That came straight after the Drake song, and bro, they just sound so similar. I can't lie,
really?
beat-wise. So even though it was a banger, it's like, you did it already by releasing a song with Drake.
I do think that's like a thing I'm noticing with like a lot of hip-hop albums, is that there's so many songs, and I just wish like artists would like just trim the fat a bit more. Like there's a lot of like fluff and songs that just sound like other songs, right? And it's like when you've got one style of music that you're doing in an album, right? You better make it concise as fuck. You can't just have like, oh, this shit sounds like the previous song. Like it's just, you know what I mean?
Bro.
Like just trim the fat, and people are more likely to like listen to the album again if it's not like 25 songs. Like no one wants to hear it. No one wants to hit. No one's got the attention span anymore.
No,
like
not at all.
They need to start doing more shorter albums, man. Like
no. So literally, Rory and those of you listening, go listen to Who Told You featuring Drake and listen to Militarian featuring Naira Marley like back to back as they are on the album. You will literally like they fold into each other.
Really.
And it's like, it's nice, but it's like they're too similar.
Yeah.
It's not even just the same vibe, they're just too similar. But yeah, overall, I would say disappointing. I was really looking forward to this album. Really looking forward to it. For context, the last album, Big Conspiracy, as I said, banging album, like so good. That had 14 songs, which is still quite long, but on the whole, most of the songs just slapped.
Yeah.
But yeah, disappointing from J Hus.
That's a shame.
But alas, we wait for someone else to come and save the summer.
Drake's dropping soon, I think.
I'm not optimistic.
I think it'll be good.
I'll
get hyped.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, man, it was a good episode.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that actually.
Yeah.
It was a good chat.
Are we doing our little game to end?
I think let's wrap it up.
Okay,
there.
let's wrap it. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks very much for listening.
Cool. See you on the next one. Oh yeah. Also, shit. Sorry, guys. As I said, I'm hungover today. I'm operating at 20% today. So Guys, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram at largerthanlife_LTL. And then also for our long form content, you can follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can see us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. But yeah, guys, more content coming, more exciting stuff on the way. We'll see you on the next one.
We're out here, guys. Cheers.
Blood and diamonds, go on.